Something else that I want to add is that she's thinking about getting a third house, but she's thinking that maybe Marco should take it out because he doesn't own a house. So if he bought it, then she could save £3,000 on the tax. So her plan is to give Marco as much money as he possibly can, have him buy it so that she can save the £3,000. And she was asking me if she thought that was if I thought that was a good idea, and then I kind of reminded her that actually Marco's still married. So if you give Marco a bunch of money and have it all put in his name just so you can save £3,000 on the stamp duty, because you don't pay stamp duty if this is your first home. Not only will you lose half of it because technically he's still married, so if he goes on to get a divorce, half of that money is actually half of the property of the house is going to be his partner's. I don't know who will be paying this off. I think Marco does want to go back to work, and they're getting carers and stuff, but nannies are expensive, the nurseries are expensive, and I think they are going with both a nanny and a nursery. Sometimes a nursery, sometimes a nanny. But so if he's not thinking properly at all, if she's planning on giving him a huge amount of money, and if I don't know, if he's all paying it off, and if it technically is his loan, his money, or if he's the one who's paying the bills, then I guess if he wants to do this, I don't even know if he's actually agreed to this. I don't know if he's liking this idea or if he's just saying yes to Sophie whilst hoping that the banks aren't going to let him take out 300,000. He's got a house in Madeira, but the tenants in there still are not paying. They're still struggling to get them out, and they've just been living rent free because the government isn't helping them in any way, and he's in debt because he's paying off a mortgage for that. So I think Sophie's a complete fantasist, and she doesn't also realize that if she did give him 27,000 to go and take out another loan to buy a second house, and her name not even being on the contract, if he died, technically that house belongs to his partner, his wife, and so she won't get any of it. So yes, I told my sister that that's a very bad idea. If the only reason why you don't want your name on the deeds is to save £3,000 in stamp duty, well, that's a very stupid idea, because technically this money isn't going to be yours, it's going to be in his name, and if something happened to him, you can't guarantee that you'll even get it back, because it will all go to his wife. And yes, I don't know, I'm hoping she's not taking this very seriously, but unfortunately my sister is not very mentally well, or should I say mentally smart, and this is something she didn't think about. But I don't know, I don't think she should buy another home, no. But if she wants to find something that's like 100,000, and she wants to put in whatever she can make, then maybe that's okay. But definitely not 375,000. There's no way she can afford that when she's already got a loan. But yes.